The first thing you hear is not a scream, nor the clash of steel, but the sound of oars biting into cold water. Slow, perfectly timed. Men breathe together, as if sharing one set of lungs, and the sea obeys them. This is the world of Vikings. Harsh, ordered, and brutally honest. Strength is visible here. Power has weight. A man's worth is measured by what he can lift, who he can kill, and how loudly his name echoes after the battle is over. And yet, somewhere within this world, something subtle has shifted. Because Bjorn Ironside is not what he appears to be. Bjorn Ragnarsson is born as the gods intended. Tall, broad-shouldered, iron in his spine and fire in his blood. From the moment he takes his first steps, it is clear he is destined for the shield wall. His hands are large, his grip unbreakable, his presence commanding without effort. Men look at him and see Ragnar Lothbrok reborn. But inside that body lives a different kind of force. Inside Bjorn's chest beats a mind that does not crave glory for its own sake. A mind that watches before it acts. A mind that dissects people the way others dissect enemies. A mind that asks not how hard, but why, when, and what happens next. Bjorn is born with Ivar's mind. Not the madness, not the cruelty alone, but the razor-edged intelligence, the cold patience.
You had no right to free my slaves without my permission.
I don't remember you asking permission to kill my mother.
That's different. I'm queen now.
The ability to see patterns where others see chaos. In this world, everything appears stable. The villages stand. The longhouses are warm. The gods are honored. The raids come and go like seasons. But stability in the Viking world is an illusion.
Something's happening.
What?
I don't know, but something.
Knock us off!
And Bjorn Ironside, with a strategist's soul inside a conqueror's body, will be the one to expose it. Bjorn grows up watching. He watches how men follow Ragnar, not just because he is strong, but because he understands fear. He watches how Lagertha commands loyalty without raising her voice. He watches how Floki speaks to the gods.
A warrior who was fighting in Wessex.
And he was the one who told you about the settlement. I came back.
But builds ships that bend the laws of the sea. And most importantly, he watches Ivar. Ivar, trapped in a broken body, survives by sharpening his mind into a weapon sharper than any axe. Bjorn understands him in a way no one else does. Not with pity, but with recognition. They are mirrors of what might have been. Ivar looks at the world and sees levers to pull. Bjorn looks at the world and sees walls that will eventually crack. The difference is this: Bjorn has the strength to act on his thoughts immediately. That is where the danger begins. In Kattegat, power is public. A man stands in the thing and speaks. A man leads in battle, or he does not lead at all. Bjorn learns early that words alone are never enough. He learns to perform strength even when his real power lies elsewhere. He fights fiercely, wins duels, earns scars. He becomes everything the world expects him to be. And because of that, no one suspects him. That is the first hidden weakness of this world. People only fear intelligence when it looks weak. Bjorn's mind begins to map the Viking system like a battlefield. He sees how loyalty is fragile, built on reputation rather than truth. He sees how kings rule not through law, but through myth. He sees how the gods are invoked to justify decisions already made by men. He understands something Ragnar only ever felt instinctively. The Viking world is held together by belief, and belief can be rewritten. As Bjorn leads raids, he does not chase glory. He studies enemy reactions. He notes which villages surrender fastest and why. He observes how fear spreads faster than fire. Instead of burning everything, he leaves survivors. Instead of killing leaders, he humiliates them. He understands that memory is a weapon. Men return home speaking Bjorn's name with awe and unease, not because he is cruel, but because he is precise. Precision unsettles warriors more than brutality ever could. Ivar sees it. He watches Bjorn command men with calm certainty, shaping chaos into order, and something sharp twists inside him. Not jealousy, recognition. Ivar realizes that if he had Bjorn's body, the world would already be kneeling. And Bjorn realizes something far more dangerous. If he had been born without strength, he would still rule, eventually. The brothers grow apart, not through hatred, but through inevitability. Ivar pushes toward destruction. Bjorn pulls toward control. Ivar wants the world to feel his pain. Bjorn wants the world to function under his design. This is the second weakness of Viking culture. It worships chaos when chaos wins, but cannot survive it. Bjorn begins to reshape leadership itself. He listens more than he speaks. He rewards loyalty quietly. He removes threats subtly. Men disappear without battles. Alliances shift without announcements. The thing still meets, but decisions feel predetermined before words are spoken. People begin to sense it. Not fear, not rebellion. Something colder. Dependence. When Ragnar dies, the world fractures, as it always was meant to. Kings rise and fall. Brothers clash. Blood spills freely. But Bjorn does not rush for the crown. He lets others destroy themselves. He understands the third weakness of power. Those who grasp it too quickly expose themselves. While Ivar burns and terrorizes, Bjorn builds. He strengthens trade routes. He stabilizes settlements. He integrates enemies instead of annihilating them. He speaks of a future beyond endless raiding, not as a dream, but as a necessity. The warriors listen, the farmers listen, the jarls listen, and slowly, almost imperceptibly, Bjorn becomes something Vikings have never truly had. A ruler whose power does not rely on constant war. That is when the tension deepens, because peace in the Viking world is unnatural. The gods grow quieter. Sacrifices feel hollow. Victories feel smaller. Bjorn's system works too well. Men grow comfortable. They grow predictable. They grow less hungry, and Bjorn knows it. He understands the final weakness. The one no warrior wants to face. A world built on strength will eventually rot when strength is no longer tested. Bjorn has solved chaos, but chaos was the fire that forged the Vikings. Without it, something essential begins to fade. Ivar senses this decay and despises it. He calls Bjorn's rule a cage. He mocks stability as weakness. He reminds the people of who they were, and for the first time Bjorn hesitates. Not because Ivar is wrong, but because he is right. The turning point comes not in battle, but in silence. A generation grows up that has never known true fear, never known hunger sharpened by war, never known the gods as desperate prayers whispered before death. Bjorn looks at the world he has created and sees something terrifying. It does not need him anymore. His system works without him, and that is the tragedy. Bjorn, with Ivar's mind and a godlike body, has become unnecessary. Power that stabilizes everything eventually erases the need for power at all. And Bjorn understands, too late, that he has built a world that will one day tear itself apart searching for meaning, because humans do not live on order alone. They crave struggle. They crave belief. They crave something to fight against. In the end, Bjorn does not fall in glorious battle. He fades. His name remains, but its weight changes. He becomes history rather than legend, necessary rather than inspiring. And as the world slowly drifts back toward chaos, toward conflict, toward blood and fire, Bjorn's story becomes a warning whispered by skalds rather than shouted in halls. That intelligence without restraint reshapes the world, but cannot save it from itself. That power without illusion leaves people empty. That even the strongest body, guided by the sharpest mind, cannot escape the oldest truth of all. Humans do not destroy themselves because they are weak. They destroy themselves because they are bored of stability and addicted to meaning. And somewhere, in the cold wind over Kattegat, the gods remain silent, watching another great mind learn that control is never the same as understanding the human soul.